Good evening. This is Fontan Daniel speaking live here from the great state of Texas, bringing you this breaking news. Uh, there was a meeting that was held in French ambassador's residency. I know most people we know after the former ambassador Gihu was recalled by Emmanuel Macron. A four-star general was designated as the new ambassador, or I call it a colonial administrator, but civilian call it ambassador. And the current colonial administrator of France, colonial administrator, well, whatever you think, Thiel Méchant, who is a four-star general, because of the ongoing crisis in Cameroon and the vacant position of the president of that country. You all know Cameroon is a former French colony, and so France is equally involved in every aspect of the geopolitical of Cameroon, including who has to be the hem of the government. And so the current president, who has been in power for more than 40 years, Paul Biya, whom you all saw when he absolutely disgraced himself when he was invited here in the United States by the President of the United States among the African head of state, or among the 50 African head of state that came here. You remember that he wasn't even aware that he was here in the United States, and as far as being in the White House and meeting some essential. So La Republique representative was highly controlled, but unfortunately some of the message leak out indicate that he is in a worse stage of dementia and that he is not fully aware of reality. But however, France has been very instrumental, especially Emmanuel Macron, who should take over the helm of La République du Cameroun. And so French President personally, Emmanuel Macron, in Yaoundé, to see and ensure that a transition is transferred to his son, Frank Biya. And that is why you have seen that he has been parading many of Grand Nord and so many parts of the country to lay his solid foundation of transition. However, there's so many people that are eyeing that stake who should be. And this person in particular has been Ferdinand Ngongo, who is the current U.S. Secretary General, who is currently the Secretary General in the presidency. You know that he does everything that is going on in Cameroon because the current president is not aware of reality. So he has been positioning himself to take over, and there is a potential that he was planning to declare himself. The exact date is being withheld, that he was planning to withhold, and that he make it known to the U.S. colonial ambassador. And so the the French ambassador. So Ferdinand Ngongo make it known to the French ambassador of his intention to declare himself as the current president of Cameroon. So the French ambassador, who is a four-star general, Thiel Méchant, was very infuriated about the declaration and the potential declaration of Ferdinand Ngongo to become the president of Cameroon. So Emmanuel Macron adamantly opposed any other person rather than Frank Biya. And so therefore, he spoke to Emmanuel Macron, and Emmanuel Macron has asked that he will need additional French troops in Cameroon, especially Yaoundé and Douala, to quell down or any attempt by Ferdinand Ngongo to take over. So there could be a military coup d'etat should Ferdinand Ngongo venture declare himself as the next president of Cameroon. So, as we speak, there is a contingent of French military personnel that are already in Cameroon, and there is a potential of additional military personnel to be dispatched from France and some in other West African countries in Cameroon to be a protege for any eventuality. However, Ferdinand Gongo was indicated that he wanted to proclaim himself, but the exact date is being withheld. And this is what is infuriating the French ambassador, and that is why they have called for additional backup of French military in Yaoundé. And the exact number of personnel has not been released yet. So this is what is happening now as we speak. And stay tuned for further revelation. This is Funton Daniel here in the great state of Texas, here in the United States. Have a good night.